gonna live that down. You're never gonna live that down. You're never gonna live that down. Across the line, the lights did shine. Helped him lose his way. Went on the road a couple miles. You lost your soul today, and you're never gonna live that down. 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 Till you face yourself, embrace yourself, and if somebody else. Till you face yourself, embrace yourself, and if somebody else. Ignore the sun, forget the time, 'cause you're not going home. No matter what you do with me, I still leave you alone. And you're never gonna live that down. 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 Until you face yourself, embrace yourself, and for somebody.
Straight up for the claw on this Tuesday afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome to the Valley Variety, where my humor is about as dry as my political opinions. My name is and we welcome back Jeffrey Hinkle.
Oh my God!
To the Valley Variety. What's up, boys?
Oh my God! What a day to talk about political views today, right, Jones? We could talk politics, right?
Happy debate day.
It's the Valley Variety for a reason, right? Variety is everything.
Variety of opinions on the show. No.
Well, what's if you mix red and blue, it creates purple, which is kind of Valley Variety colors, which is kind
purple.
of beautiful.
Yes,
to think about.
I agree.
But at the end of the day, we are the politics, the backbone of politics in this nation. It's the Valley Variety.
Sports are politics.
We are the 1%.
Shut up and dribble. Is that what we're telling us? Right? We're telling ourselves to shut up and dribble.
We are the 1%. We're the future.
Don't we have to pay LeBron now for saying shut up and dribble?
Did he trademark that?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody get your quarters.
Oh, crap. Where did I put them?
Mine are in my car.
I was going to say mine are in my car.
I leave all my change in my car.
Do we keep quarters in the household anymore?
No.
Yeah.
Anybody carry cash in their wallet? Like on hand?
I have cash in my wallet, but it's not cash that I
go to a chuck box, yeah.
Well, if you go to
like the chuck box if I'm in Vegas.
I'm gonna say if you go to chuck box, you're hitting up an ATM before that, though. That's the thing,
right?
You're not walking directly from your house into chuck box with like $40. Like that just doesn't happen.
That's true. I'll tell you, the only cash I have in my wallet is from an older gentleman that had to pay me for the pay-in for the fantasy league I have him in. So that's the only form of cash I have is for betting. So,
and it's from an older gentleman, you said, right?
It's from an older gentleman. Yeah.
He probably doesn't know what Venmo or Zelle or Cash App or PayPal.
I offered him to use Venmo and he did not. He gave me cash.
What I'm hearing is
it's easier that way.
Accepted cash from an older gentleman.
Wait, pause.
Whatever. I don't even care what his contract says anymore.
Apparently,
Aaron Rodgers, that's a $5 fine right there.
I'm asking the questions.
I want to ask you a question, though. Your hair is fantastic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jack, you look like a fine gentleman.
Thank you.
Let's
Fine to
talk about
see
gentlemen here.
You look like a fine young man. I wouldn't mind, giving a handshake to.
Well, we can shake through the camera.
Whoa.
Same hand. Does that work?
Firm handshake there, James.
If anyone comes up to me with this, I am not.
Well, how are you supposed to shake through like the camera?
You
I don't know,
don't.
but this is different than this.
Give a high five.
Okay,
You're
well,
like, I'm
sue
gonna
me.
grab something.
Hey, that's
Sue
your
me.
handshake.
Sue me, man.
Or you do the classic 2010s Vine transition of "What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Valley."
As an alley. What's up,
Hello.
everybody?
Hello, Valley Variety.
No, you guys know interlock fingers when you guys handshake, just like.
You guys don't do a little like tickle behind the.
You guys don't do the comrade handshake?
Oh, I hated when people did that. Ben, did you used to pull that prank on people?
I did it on you.
What the tickle
Wait, when
behind
did you? I don't remember that.
I've tickled many hands in my life, Bartlett. Many hands.
That's how the Amish do it.
Gentlemen, we're live.
We are live.
Let's jump right into it. Let's jump into some NFL news. It came back this weekend, and Tyreek Hill was arrested before the game on his way to Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. By the way, Hard Rock Stadium is just the perfect name for a stadium in Miami. I just love that name. I think it fits Miami really well.
I feel like Miami likes their rocks soft though.
What?
Whoa.
Think of it for a second.
What?
I'm gonna have to have an official review on that one.
The official review is Jeffrey.
You
Shut up.
You have to bring in Gene Steratore on that one. Gene.
Was that Gene Steratore that left Tom Brady hanging in the booth the other day? Or was yeah.
That would be a Gene Steratore move. Getting left hanging by Tom Brady.
That's so
No, Tom-
Gene, bro. Gene would do that.
No, he left Tom Brady hanging.
He left. Gene left Tom hanging.
Tom went for a fist bump, and Gene just didn't do it for like a solid 5 seconds.
Dang.
Are you sure it's Gene and not Kevin Herbstreit or who?
Wait, Kurt?
Excited as well. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Kevin Burkhardt.
No, Kevin Burkhardt.
No, it was the rules analyst. So it was Gene.
That was Gene.
Yeah.
Oh, great. I was pulling up the video here for fun.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
I
Tom,
gotta say,
that's
I
interesting.
think Tom's gonna figure it all out, but I felt bad for him in his broadcast debut.
you felt bad for him?
Look at those doe eyes.
Just like you could tell, it was like he was new to it, and he was rough.
He's like, this sucks. I'm going back to football. I'm playing again.
He said this
I'm
sucks,
retiring.
I can be the quarterback.
You look at that face. Look at those eyes.
He's trying to mog. Like, do you see that? He literally hit him with the.
Yeah, he's got it.
He said English or Spanish.
Donde está la biblioteca?
Anyway, football news.
Yeah, back to football news. So away from Tom Brady being in the broadcast, one thing on Tom Brady is that his voice, and he's been used for so many different media things now. Like hearing his voice on a broadcast isn't that strange to me? Because he did. There was an entire roast of Tom Brady where he just went up and told all these jokes and became like a comedian. And he's been doing this stuff for a while, so it's not that crazy that he's in the broadcast booth. It's just a little weird to see I feel like he could still go back and play a few games for the Bucs, but
Probably could.
that's just me. That's
Probably
just
could.
me.
That roast of Tom Brady turned into the roast of Gisele Bündchen, though. It really did.
Yeah, that was rough. Whether or not you like Tom Brady or not, that was pretty rough. And
You had to feel bad for Gisele.
I feel bad for the kids. I feel bad for they have kids.
Yeah.
Imagine someone just making fun of your mom and dad live on Netflix.
And then going to school the next day, and they're like, "Hey, did you hear what Kevin Hart said about this person's dad?"
I mean,
I wouldn't worry about that. They go to private schools.
You would know though, right? Like you would know that, hey, Billy's dad is Tom Brady.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's not something you don't know.
Well, like what if a nanny takes him to school every day?
Yeah, but you still like. I feel like that's something you know.
Yeah, you'd know.
Fair enough.
yeah, I don't know. They got that. He has that nipple in his chin. I think he passed it on to his
There was
kids.
a kid that my summer camp last year that was a Cardinals player's kid, and we all knew it. Even the kids, like, yeah, he's Cardinals player's kid.
Can we guess the
I mean,
player?
there was people at Kroenke. We never met their parents, but we knew who their parents were because they had big names.
It's true.
No, it
What are you
wasn't.
talking about?
Those weren't hard to figure out.
Some people didn't meet their parents. Other
Yeah.
people did.
I mean, sorry guys, Lee Yates is just a really big personal.
Hey, I met Lee Yates.
He's a
Lee
big
Yates is
persona in the broadcasting community, Lee Yates. So
Lee Yates is great.
Could you believe it then?
Could you leave? Could you leave Bo Picks on Sunday? Sheesh.
So where were we?
So we were talking about football, and then we were talking about the roast.
Why do you hate on Colorado sports? You work there,
I know I worked there.
so then why
I'm
are
not
you
gonna,
hating
I'm not
on
gonna
all
sit
of
here
it?
and tell you that Bo Nix had the game of his life,
But they weren't. They lost by 6.
but Bo Nix had 2 picks, both of which were egregious.
Doesn't matter. It was first game. I don't think he's gonna be anything crazy good, but it's like it's his first game.
All right, we're like train tracks are here. We're like over here. What are
Agreed. Let's get back to our first topic. Is that Tyreek Hill was arrested outside of Hard Rock Stadium. The police cam footage just came out. We have it on the side right here. And they were. I mean, look at this video. I mean, that's a pretty aggressive takedown. I mean, that was.
It's a very aggressive takedown. Also, if
I
I had
watched the full package on this one, it was so they asked him to keep his window rolled down. He decided to roll it back up. They asked why he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. And this is right outside of Hard Rock Stadium. Like he's almost
This is like fans are driving by. Like these are like.
And
Yeah,
2 players came up to find him too and try to get him out, and they ended up arresting one of the players in the process. So 2 players, including Tyreek Hill, were arrested.
Calais Campbell.
That's the other thing too. Like Calais Campbell was in the car with Tyreek Hill.
No, it was another player so 2 players came to rescue him. Calais
Yeah.
Campbell was one of the 2
Okay.
that came to get him out.
The car that's on the screen right there, the rolls, that's Jonnu Smith.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then another car comes up later on in the video, and that's Calais Campbell.
Okay. I've been hearing so many reports. Like I get pretty confused.
Wait,
of-
what? Right
Oh,
here
it's
is
not
where
the-
another takedown happens. He's talking about his knee just got out of surgery, and they sit him down.
Also, I think that's breaking news. Did anybody else know that Tyreek had surgery on his knee?
Well, didn't he? It was over the season, was it not? Over the off season.
Was it?
I didn't know if that was an open like I don't know if people knew he had surgery. I knew people knew he had like a lingering issue
Right.
or injury. I don't think people knew he had surgery though.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not that surprising with like how much trouble he's had with his knee in the past.
Right.
You know, it's always been kind of this, like,
here's
Yeah, that's Johnny Smith.
and then here's okay.
Yeah, and I think Tyreek was telling Jonnu, like, hey, call the team lawyer. And like calling the team lawyer by name, like, hey, call Derek, or hey, call this person.
He was on
And
the phone. It seemed like he was on the phone with Derek already when he was getting dragged out of the car. So
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
but no.
You can tell that these guys have no idea who they're talking to right now.
Well, no. Did you see the extended body cam footage though? When they
I
were
did,
arresting,
yeah.
when they were running Jonnu and Calais' IDs, one of the officers comes up and they're like, "You know who that is, right?" And this guy that's about to handcuff Jonnu Smith is like, "No," and the guy's like, "Oh, that's one of the Dolphins' star players."
How do you not know who Tyreek Hill is?
Yeah,
You're
well,
not
in
a-
Miami,
Also, what
if he's not
Stephen
in
A.
uniform,
What
if he's
Stephen
not-
A. said was like, they're not only are you in Miami, but you're like literally right next to Hard Rock Stadium.
You are right next to Hard Rock
Come
Stadium.
on.
He's driving a McLaren, He looked vaguely similar to one of the guys that you've probably seen a poster of in Miami.
Exactly.
But
now let's keep this in perspective. If people aren't now, we know a lot of people like in our life who aren't like sports people.
Yeah.
And
Right.
you'll give them like a term, or you'll show them a player who everyone should know, and they'll be like, "Huh?"
Right.
And especially in a sport like football, where they're like wearing helmets all the time, it's hard to like look at a guy in like regular clothing that Tyreek's wearing and be like, "Hey, Tyreek Hill." So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that, but it is such an interesting situation where.
But that's the
Right
argument.
before the
Like, yes,
game.
like you should. Like, if you're talking about special treatment, about like, do you know who that is? That's a different argument. But right now, we're also talking about like, why are you treating people like this in the first place? Why are you pulling someone out of a car without really giving a reason as to why you're pulling them out of a car? And I've watched it a few times now, like trying to look for the reason. There's not a good enough one for how they throw him around and have a knee on his back to restrain him, and potentially cause surgery, not surgery, but injuries that could affect him in the season. But like, especially with this takedown we're going to show again, trying to put him on the sidewalk. Like, what are you doing? this doesn't make any sense.
I think that'd be a horse collar tackle in the NFL.
Yeah.
That'd be at least a 15-yard penalty.
It'd be something.
Yeah. But like what I'm really trying to get at here is there's something to say about how these officers respond to a black man in a really rich, expensive car.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the name of that black man is. What it is on this video is a bit of brutality and how to bring him down. We've seen worse. We've seen worse than this over the last few years, but it's still something to say, like, you're going after a public figure. Mm-hmm. So it's easy for us to criticize this on a public figure standpoint. But if we're talking about any other person, we wouldn't see this.
Yeah. And later on in the video, like, Tyreek even was like, "Oh, y'all are just treating me like this because I'm black." And the officers were like, "Dude, we're people of color too. Like, we get it. Like, there's no special treatment because you're black. Like, we're people of color too." Because both of those officers are Latino. So they throw Tyreek's like whole thing back in his face.
Right.
When the overall mindset of, hey, he could be white, he could be black, he could be Hispanic, he could be Asian, he could be whatever. You don't drag somebody and pull them out of the car like that, period.
Right.
No matter skin color, no matter race, gender, identity, whatever. You don't do that. Like, I get it. I get it in the standpoint of, if you want him to keep his window down, you want him to keep his window down. But at the same time, that's not a make or break thing. That's not a life or death situation where you need to restrain him and tackle him and do all this mumbo jumbo nonsense.
I mean, there's a level of aggressiveness that the law enforcement showed right here of being able to grab. It's not like Tyreek was fighting back against like, "Hey, get off me." At least from what it's shown right here, he was just sitting down in his car. He opens up and then it's grabbed.
And he made his hands available too. It was, and this is the right.
And then
there,
the knee on his back, and so it's just and then what I found interesting too is, obviously Tyreek plays, and I know it's a hard situation, but I'm sure you guys saw the touchdown that he scored. What does he do right after the handcuffs?
Give me this. I'm fine. Give me this. Absolutely not.
Y'all know what I'm talking about there. It was just unnecessary. Like, kind of added on to what everyone else has said. He was in his car. It didn't seem like he was insinuating an act of violence at all or resistance against the cops. They yank him out of his own car, and then they tackle him again. When, again, it doesn't seem – I mean, yeah, it kind of seems like he's arguing with the cop, but he had his hands cuffed. Like, what was he going to be able to do in terms of attack an officer? Like, it all seems a little unnecessary. But also what Tyreek said was he was fortunate that he's Tyreek Hill, and the Dolphins and himself were able to de-escalate the situation. But if it had been another black person, that perhaps would not have been the case in America. And it speaks to where we still are as a country.
Jack brings up a really interesting topic on that too, and I was thinking about this at work yesterday because I see a lot of summaries I have to edit, and a lot of these stories have police opened fire on individual who was fighting back against police, and I think about it in terms of, let's say the teammates don't come to his back and say stop, that's whoever. Let's say Tyree keeps arguing and it gets aggressive, and let's say and something like that does happen where one of the officers pulls out their and so not that would have happened, but there's so many scenarios of, like we're saying, what if of like 3 or 4 of the Dolphins players don't start like running up and being like, hey, stop, like this is because I'm sure they came up and were like, hey, no, he's on his way to the game, he's a football player, where's teammates,
The thing is, too, is that the cop with the body cam on right now was telling Johnny, like, hey, just get back in your car. Just go away. And Johnny was like, yeah, I'm doing that. I'm going to my side of the car. Like, just give me a second. I want to see what's happening. And the other cop, the guy that's in frame right now, was like, no, you're dealing with me now. You're dealing with me. You don't go in your car right now, you're getting detained. Give me your license. Like, there was 2 totally different mindsets. There was the guy with the body cam on saying, hey man, just go back in your car and just drive away. There's nothing to see here. Did you see him put his hand on his arm? Just like, hey man,
right,
we're good here. We got this. And then the other guy comes in and he's like, no, give me your license right now. You're dealing with me.
No, it's an interesting thing that you're saying, that how the messages are different from the officers present there. As this morning, Dan Le Batard show is the source that came out with this, that Tyreek Hill's agent is calling for all officers to be fired from that situation. So all of them involved should be fired, according to the agent.
I know they already put one on suspension, or it was unpaid leave or something like that.
Yeah,
right.
Maybe it was like 1 or 2 of them, but I mean, it seems that they're gonna seriously see some consequences from this situation.
Consequences and probably a hefty lawsuit too.
Yeah.
From Tyreek himself and maybe even Jonnu and Calais, because they were also, Calais was wrongfully detained too. Like,
Tyreek's been speaking about it. Like, he's been public about all of this and not really holding back anything from the public. He's been very honest about what the situation has done to him and what he thinks about it. So,
let's think about this. Yeah, let's think about it too in terms of, a lot of people go through the same thing where, taken down aggressively by law enforcement during a traffic stop where they think they've done nothing wrong, but they're, taken to the ground. We've seen it numerous times, obviously, and saw some of the most aggressive cases of it during 2020, and I think we all understand what happened there. Mm-hmm. But a lot of these people that it happens to don't have the kind of resources to go and really fight back. These are professional football players. They play for major organizations who have lawyers on standby, who have the power and the opportunity to go out and hold these kind of people accountable. So, so I think it also shows that, like, it's Tyreek Hill and he's able to do this, but there's a lot of people who can't. Like, there's a lot of people that this happens to, and it's kind of brushed away and they go on with their day. This is not one of those scenarios. This is not one of those scenarios where they just go like, no, he's fighting back again. So I know the officers are on administrative leave right now. So it's just kind of, I know Miami Police is investigating. There's an open investigation on it. So, information's pending, and I'm sure whenever the information comes out, we'll, have an update.
Yeah.
Kind of what you were saying, Jones, it reminds me of 2016, how they started the ESPYs with a whole bunch of NBA players. It was the ESPYs that year was like a week after, I forget his name, but some other guy had been shot by police in Dallas. And so the ESPYs, the 2016 ESPYs, it was like LeBron, Dwayne Wade. I can't quite remember who else was. I think Carmelo was up there, and maybe Chris Paul. They started the ESPYs by saying Black Lives Matter and we need to end police brutality, and it was, supposed to be this really powerful message, and it came across just that way, and people kind of took notice to what they were saying and the message that they were giving to everyone. And I mean, it's been almost 10 years, and I think the fact that one of us remembers that, it speaks volumes of just how powerful that was. And here we are with another chance, like you said, with Tyreek for him to also speak out and for at least one kid to remember and bring it forward for at least 8 years to come.
Yeah, I mean, sports is a beautiful thing in that sense. I mean, we can all agree on that. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people who see that platform that athletes have in a very negative connotation. I mean, we were talking about before the term "shut up and dribble," when referring to LeBron. There's a lot of people who
that's $5, Jones. You got to give them $5 now.
Yeah, but it's a serious, because there's a lot of people who see that as a serious, like, no, you don't deserve an opinion because you play professional sports.
Yeah,
and because you get paid a lot of money to play professional sports, you shouldn't have an opinion. And there's been a pushback, but there's still a lot of people who still have a serious opinion on, like, since you do that, whether or not you're minority or whatever the case may be, you don't deserve an opinion on that, and you don't deserve to give me your opinion.
And I think that's the thing too with athletes, is that they get so romanticized and dramatized and put in the spotlight of, like, oh my God, it's LeBron James. Like, everybody knows LeBron James. Like, you see a shirt with the name James and the number 23 on the back, that's a LeBron jersey, right? But you've also got to realize that he's just a kid from Akron, right? He's just a guy from Akron. If he wasn't good at basketball, if he wasn't good at football, if he was an accountant, he would just be any other dude named LeBron James, right? So they're not only athletes, but they're also people. Like, and that's the thing that people, I think, overlook. Like, yes, they get paid X amount of dollars to catch a football or throw a football or block a pass, block a rusher or something. But at the same time, it's just like me. It's just like me and you guys. Like, if one of us someday just got randomly drafted into the NFL, like, I'm not gonna forget you guys. I don't think you're gonna forget me, right?
I hope
not.
not.
And it's not.
Oh, you're asking us.
I really hope not.
Athletes aren't. Here's the thing: is that athletes, while they are in a different tax bracket, like, they're just like us, right? And honestly,
like
I'm gonna go back to my spring training experiences. Going up to athletes at spring training and calling them by their first name and being like, "Hey, Jack," or "Hey, Mookie," "Hey, Shohei." Mm-hmm. You're going to get a lot more responses by calling them, "Hey, Shohei," "Hey, Mookie," instead of, "Hey, Betts," "Hey, Ohtani." Because it's like, if I'm going around saying, "Hey, Yates," "Hey, Jones," "Hey, Bartlett."
Yeah, Jones one. It's kind of not.
Well, yeah, but that's a very
specific. But like a total stranger to you, right? Total stranger to you comes up and just like, okay, let's play. Let's be actors here for a second.
We're doing cosplay.
We're cosplaying.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm a complete stranger. I go to Syracuse University. My name is Travis, right? "Hey, Yates, how are you doing?" "Hey, Yates, can you sign this baseball for me?" "Hey, Yates." "Hey, Jones." "Hey, Jones,
say
can you
please.
sign this
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, exactly. You don't say please, right? The amount of times that I've gone to spring training and I hear, like, 6-year-old kids that are like, "Betts, can you sign this ball?" Right. Like, if you said please, maybe.
So I think this brings, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I was done.
So I think this brings up an important topic too about the entire sports realm, and I stick with football because we're on the topic. And so I hear a lot of people with the new this kind of transforming into the new rules too of the NFL, and a lot of people are talking about the referees and game's so soft now, and a lot of things about the new kickoff rule of people don't like people don't like it because it's changed. People have to understand that these are people. This is for people's safety. This league, they're not. I know it's said a lot, but they're not robots in helmet. These are people with families, with moms and dads and kids and wives and like they're like us. Like, so it frustrates me when I hear people be like, revert back to the old, rules. Like and I understand people like things when they grew up, like, way football was, and used to like slam people to the ground and do this, or any sport really. Like, and I hear like the flags all the time. So we'll like make a horse collar tackle. And it's like, oh, well, back in my day, you could do that.
Don't. Like, yes. Well, what about the elements?
Yes. Well, like, yeah, but like, well, back in our day, I remember like when I was a kid in like 2005, 2006, ESPN NFL used to have a segment, like they used to show people like being slammed to the ground.
Oh yeah.
And then they used to like show the quarterbacks, the player like limping off the field, and they'd be like laughing and like oh look, like what a hit, like. But I think it all goes back to like
those new helmets that are coming out now with the extra padding.
And
oh yeah,
like when you have to wear a helmet for a helmet, that's when you know your sport is stupid dangerous. But,
yeah.
But you also have to look ridiculous to be safe is like really insane. Like there's only 2 players in the NFL that are like doing this, and they might be the smartest people in the NFL to do it.
And one of them is an offensive lineman.
Yeah, well, then you have to do it.
For the big boys.
Yeah.
Well, it's like being an offensive lineman. That's like being like like someone described like being in like a car crash every play.
Right. Yeah.
It's like
so
all the force you have to like
at you at once.
Yeah. Well, also being like a top tier like defensive player. Like Aaron Donald, he used to like get like the double coverage all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Like that's even like double wise. That's like 500, 600 pounds on you like at one time. I don't care how big you are. Like damn. Like.
Mm-hmm.
But it also brings into the new topic of like how much of a human element this is into 49ers wide receiver Ricky Pearsall. Ricky Pearsall was shot in San Francisco a couple weeks ago. And as you can see here, he is in remarkable spirits. I think it's just remarkable. He was shot
This was before he got shot.
Oh, this is before.
This is from the signing.
Before he got shot. This is the sign. Okay.
He was at a signing before he got shot, and then immediately after this, he was walking out in Union Square, and in a robbery attempt that was happening not around him, it just came barreling towards him. 7 shots were fired. One of them hit him, went straight through the chest, hit nothing that is vital organs. Not a thing. He walked to the stretcher, to the gurney that got into the ambulance just fine, and then got released from the hospital the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And the shooter himself also only injured, not killed. 7 shots rang out, and both people got to walk away from it. Literally walk away from it.
I think the thing that we're missing is not only did he walk to the ambulance, but in the ambulance, he also asked like the paramedics, "Am I gonna die?" Like plain as day, not like
right.
And if you see the video of him walking to the ambulance, he doesn't look flustered. He just looks like
he's just a little shell shocked. He's
like, what just happened? Like, the like, I don't know, like, am I gonna die? Like,
well, think about it too. He just graduated. He went to. I mean, we all remember Ricky from, at least I do, from his time at ASU. I went to high school with him, like ASU and then Florida. Like he's my age. Like he's 24 years old. Like this isn't a grown man. Like this is like a 24-year-old. And I know he plays in the NFL, but like imagine like being shot. I saw a statistic that said, like a doctor said, only 2 out of 100 people where he was shot survive that.
Yeah.
So like imagine, and then I think it was really, really heartwarming yesterday on Monday Night Football. They brought back the the paramedic, and then I believe the police officer who was first on the scene right after he was shot. And Ricky gave him a signed jersey, had a photo opportunity. I mean, he's a tough kid, you know. I knew him personally for a little bit. Like, he's a tough kid, and that's a lot to go through. And it's just a crazy thing to have happened. It was super scary. It was just super scary. Like, imagine, you know, if that, you know, that barrel of the gun's just a little lower and that hits him in the wrong place.
Mm-hmm.
And straight up, he could be dead right now. And thank God he's not, and thank God he's okay. And what I think is most remarkable too is that he's already back on the practice field. He's already back on, you know, getting back into his old routine. He told the head coach of the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, he's like, "Hey, I just want to let you know I'm not injury prone." So he's already like joking, he's like making it.
That is a funny. It's like, honestly the funniest thing he could have said out of all that was, "I'm not." This doesn't happen to me that often, guys. Believe me.
He's like, "Dude, I'm really sorry. It's really not. You know."
I picked him up in my fantasy. I honestly, guys, in my 16-team league that I'm in, I picked him up in my fantasy, and I'm stashing him on IR because I know he's going to be back after like 6 weeks.
Yeah,
dude, I think he's going to be a baller when he comes back.
He's supposed to come back. Week 5 is his projected spot to come back. So,
dude, Tricky Ricky, let's go, man.
Tricky Ricky.
If you've seen,
I think he's going to have fun.
Yeah, if you've seen his Florida highlights, his Florida highlights are insane.
Oh, he was nice.
He's insane.
He was nice with ASU, but he was like wide receiver 3 because there was still Darby and Brandon Ayuk. He was there with N'Keal Harry too, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he was the year after N'Keal, but it was the same kind of regime. He was with Jaden Daniels for a long time too. So had that matchup for
award winner.
I mean, you can honestly say that Ricky Pearsall is not like us, huh? What the heck is a great transition? Look at this guy.
Kendrick at the halftime show is going to go extremely hard.
Drake and Joy are hating right now.
I have a theory.
Ooh.
Kendrick brings out Drake.
I was gonna say
that would be such a good like prank.
They squashed the beef at the Super Bowl.
That'd be crazy.
But also,
America comes together in February.
The amount of pettiness in Kendrick Lamar's heart is crazy. Yeah, we're not gonna get copyrighted for this. This is just great.
Not at all, nope.
So anyway, the amount of pettiness, and I hate to say this, but
the clean version, Jack.
Nope.
It was not. It's
not the clean version, Jack. That is not the clean version.
Like a quarterback when the crowd's loud, like.
The pettiness in Kendrick's heart. I'm going to go back to my statement here for a second.
Jack does not have a contract signed. There's no way.
There's a song with Drake and J. Cole. The same song that started the whole beef with them, like the big three. The big 3 line with J. Cole, K-Dot, and Aubrey, right? In that same song, big like there's a lyric that says "big like the what, big like the what, big like the Super Bowl," and it's like, Drake and J. Cole that are saying that, and then Kendrick comes in and says, "Y'all can't actually get the Super Bowl, I can." So I think this is just another like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just so fun. And I wonder if he plays not like us. And I'm sure he will.
Oh yeah.
But
that's the only reason they have him.
But let's think about like the contents of that song. I don't think I have to explain what that song is about. Do you think the NFL, Roger Goodell, lets Kendrick Lamar sing a song about what that song's about? If you look at the lyrics,
he's gonna get 100,000 people to say
a
at the same time. It's gonna be a viral clip that NFL can clip to their social media pages.
Oh, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
So is Drake gonna blow up the football stadium, or is that just not gonna happen? Because he'll actually come in.
Is Drake?
Drake? Dude, he's going to come out like Bane through the tunnel and just blow up the stadium.
And then he's gonna run away. He's like, it wasn't me. It was my alter ego, Anita Maxween.
My alter ego is now Bane blowing up stadiums. I am not. I don't know what Kendrick Lamar is talking about.
We were making a bet in at work earlier. What's the first song he's gonna play?
Oh yeah, I don't know. He's got a
Maybe
lot.
like Humble.
I mean, there's Humble. You could also start out with Backseat Freestyle, which is a great song.
Do you think he would start out with Not Like Us?
No, I'll save it for the end.
No, you can't start with your
You could.
best.
You totally
No, you
could.
can't. You
I
can't
mean, you
start
can come
with your
if you were.
best song.
If you really
Then
want
have you been to a concert ever?
I have, but like you could, like it's.
No.
If we've learned anything from the Rihanna halftime show, he's gonna play songs that we are not even mentioning right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, she came out with like, "Better have my money," and I was like, "Word, okay."
Word, and then
And then the Conru boy. I'm like, "Okay, word. Let's get it."
Well, let's be real. Usher was the most predictable halftime show that we could have ever foreseen.
Yeah.
I think we guessed
roller
it.
skates.
The roller skates.
I don't
though,
think we
see that
could have
coming.
predicted
We didn't predict roller skates, but we got.
I didn't know he
every
could skate.
We guessed every single guest appearance before it even happened. Like it was, like all the guest
Ben Yates,
appearances
you're
were
telling me
so
you
easy.
knew. Ben Yates, you're telling me that you knew Usher could blade like that?
No, okay, no one knew that. No
All
one
right,
knew
guest
that.
appearances. Guest appearances for Kendrick. Quick, who do we think's coming out?
Oh,
Russell
man.
Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook.
Drake.
Russell Westbrook just comes up like
Drake.
Russell Westbrook just comes up.
Yeah, what if he brings out Jake?
Watch the whole. I think
DeMar
it'd be
DeRozan
hilarious.
comes
I think it'd be
Dr.
hilarious if Kendrick and Drake made up all the beef and then they performed together.
There's
They
no
have
way
a
that-
song. I think they have a song together off of.
Yeah, Poetic Justice. Yeah.
Did you guys see what what's that guy Nikado Avocado or whatever? Did you
Lost
see what
Boys?
he did?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
pulling like a 5-year prank on us.
Yeah.
Oh,
He like
the
pre-recorded
guy.
videos for like a couple of years, and while he had all these videos that he was posting of him still like obese, he was losing all the weight. So it looked like just one day he went from super overweight to like this slim fit guy. But like, what if they did the same thing?
They're actually friends. They're actually friends. They're just plotting a whole new album.
Yeah, exactly.
Kendrick
And then
Lamar dropped-
they tease it at the halftime show.
No, they release it the day before without telling anybody, and then perform a
Oh,
song on it at the halftime show.
That would be elite.
Dude, the scriptwriters are on another one, bro. That's crazy.
Crazy.
Dude, someone stop these scriptwriters. Man, I already got that like Taylor and Travis Kelce thing going.
Yeah, did you see the rumor that there's a contract that they're going to break up in the middle of September?
Yeah, I did.
Is that already in
That's
the NFL script? It's already script writing.
Yeah, it was like some like league contract is like the media relations for when they break up, and it had like a specific date,
That's funny.
which I think is just hilarious. I mean,
No, I think we've been on record on the show saying that Jack wants to date one of their future daughters, though.
We have.
No.
He's being really careful now. All of a sudden, it's crazy.
Crazy.
No.
he's
It was
trying to
probably
bet
a
on-
year ago.
Let me
we
find the
talked
clip.
about this.
All I've said, and all I will say is that
Oh God!
when they do get married, I hope they have 2 kids, one boy who becomes a tight end at the University of Missouri, and one girl who goes on to live a very luxurious life in the same industry as Taylor.
Why can't the girl play flag football?
Yeah,
So sweet.
Jack.
Well, I mean, she can,
Why
but
can't
she
the girl be a
won't be like rich and successful that way.
Why can't
You're
the
not
girl
gonna
be?
think, whoa, you can't say she can't be successful
Why
in
can't,
Olympic
why can't the
flag
girl be
football.
an engineer,
She
Jack?
can't
Why
be.
can't she be a scientist?
I mean, she can.
Women in STEM, am I right?
Yeah. Good for if she wants to do that. Good for her. That'd be awesome.
Why can't she scat a can, Jack?
She can scat a can. She
She's got
can.
a can? She's got a boot.
No, it's got a boo.
No,
I just She can do what she wants, man.
She can.
How about that?
Dude, this cleanup is crazy. It's like a dude with a mop in the ocean. He's just
Yes.
That one fish from SpongeBob that comes out and mops, and everybody's like, "Yeah!"
Oh my god.
poor Jack, man. He's just sitting. He's
Oh,
a
now
good
his mom's
sport.
blaming him.
Right.
He's just sitting there. He's like, what have I done?
He's like, "Oh, mom, save me."
And she's against him.
Julia's gonna come into his room and be like,
You played what on live air? Are you kidding me?
that's the other thing from SpongeBob. It's gonna be like, you what?
You what?
Who's not like us?
You forgot my drink. My Diet Dr. Kelp.
In the final, oh wait, no, we're live. We can't. I was gonna say we gotta bleep it with the dolphin noise.
So I don't think we can scatter do that. You know, scatter touchdown was actually
Scatter boo, scatter cans, scatter touchdown, man. He was insane.
Dude, he just runs
He was,
angry.
he was feeling himself too. I was at the game and like, I don't know if you guys were like watching. I don't know if they showed it on ESPN, but he was hyping up the crowd. Like he was feeling himself. Like he knew what he was doing. Like he knows he's a dog.
I mean,
scatter
262.
first down, scatter touchdown, scatter Heisman. Anybody? Scatter Heisman?
Yeah, man.
Scatter
man.
Heisman.
I mean, if
Hey,
in week 2 you're getting
Nope.
AP Player of the Week and
That's
you're
right.
rushing for 262 rushing yards and
Yeah.
helping your school get their first win over an SEC program in school history, I think you're doing something right. And Cam Scatterboo can just about do everything. He won the Paul Hornung Award last year, didn't he?
That's right.
And which is basically just the most versatile player in college football. Here he is this season again, proving to be one of the best. I think he's gonna make some noise late in the year for Heisman.
Is he
He's
draft
just so
eligible this
strong.
year?
Yeah,
Huh?
He is.
I think so.
Because he would be a great third down back.
Yeah.
That has like that
Mhm.
explosive tendencies because he's just a freaking bowling ball. Like he is 6'2" and full of muscles.
He's a tough kid. And just like you said, he runs so angry and like only like a handful of players can like run angry. Like a lot of people like can like move and are fast, but Scatterboo, he's not that fast. Like he doesn't have like a speed burst, but he's so strong.
Oh, I said 6 foot. I said 6'2". He's only 5'10".
Yeah, I was about
he's
to
fine.
say,
He's
not
our height. Like,
This man's a short
like,
king.
yeah, the dude's crazy and already led ASU to a 2-0 start. They'll play at Texas State on Thursday night.
If ASU can beat Mississippi State, I'm excited to see what they could do against Texas State.
Now, someone asked me, and I think I've been talking to Haley about it, but she was like, do you think this would be a trap game for ASU? Do you think ASU will look over Texas State? And I said, no, I actually don't think they will. Because ASU is not that better than Texas State, like in the grand scheme of things, ASU and Texas State, like Texas State might be here, but ASU is only about like right here.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how you overlook a team that you're not much better than. I think,
although
I don't know if it's like a small conference, but
yeah, like Cam Scatterboo took over that game, but are we just gonna forget that Sammy Levitt is pretty good at quarterback too?
That dude came out of nowhere, just like every quarterback ASU's ever had, came out of nowhere with God-given talent. I mean, Drew Pine came to ASU and then did nothing, and then went to Mizzou and is now the backup. So Emory Jones came in with high expectations and did nothing.
Oh my God, Emory Jones!
I know, I know you hate this name, but like
PTSD. So I'll say one thing on ASU, and Sam's has been really impressive so far, but I'm starting to see on Saturday ASU won 30-23. Mississippi State made a comeback in the second half. ASU did not play their best ball. And one thing I saw that reminded me a lot of last year's team is one thing Kenny has touched on a lot, is that last year's team did not do well in the face of adversity. They'd get down to a team like USC that they had a chance of winning the game, but the adversity was just so much on them they couldn't find their way. On Saturday, the refs weren't great. Everyone's been talking about ref ball with the ASU game. There should have been some calls made. Whoever number 10 on the ASU defense is tried to basically fight the referee. Like they were losing their cool. Kenny was losing his cool on the sideline and being at the game. And we have pretty good seats. Like we're on the ASU sideline on like the 40-ish yard line. And we're like, 20 some rows up. So we're pretty close to like side. Like you can see what's going on pretty well on the sideline. And I saw just total lack of professionalism, of people losing their composure, people just losing their minds. I think that's got to sharpen up. I believe ASU is on the rise in terms of football. I think there are two really impressive games, two games you can build on when you play Texas State and Texas Tech. But they got to figure this out. Like that was the one caveat of last year's team, is that like they'd face one turnover or one little piece of adversity, and it was all downhill. And so, we're going to start playing some good teams here, and they better be ready for the Big 12 has some pretty damn good football teams. I mean, Kansas is nationally ranked. Like a lot of these teams are nationally ranked. Like what's
Kansas
that?
lost. Not anymore. Kansas lost.
Oh, did Kansas drop out?
Yeah, they lost to Illinois. So they fell out of the top 25.
Love to see it.
Speaking of top 25, a team who I think should, and I'm not just being biased. The fact that U of A is still in the top 25.
They've been doing great. What are you talking about?
They barely.
You know who won the AP?
They're 2-0, just like us.
You know who won AP Player of the Week in Week 1 before Cam SkatteTouchdown?
Who's that?
It was a guy down south named Tatora McMillan.
And he was amazing in that game. We can't even deny that.
Look right here. 304. That's how many receiving yards he got. 304.
He already broke Big 12 records. He already broke Big 12 records, and it just started out as it was the first game of the Big 12, and he's already broken records in the conference. It's ridiculous.
Exactly. Noah Fafita's a dog. Yeah, sure. Like, it's not your best game against NAU, and they overlooked them for sure, but, like, they'll be fine. It was week 2. They found their fitting now, and they're going to be good the rest of the year.
I mean, Jones, I hate Louisville being in the top 25 just as you hate Arizona being in the top 25, but man,
I'm a little worried about U of A though. And this, I know it's only 2 games, but so they played one NAU, who, like, come on, and then I'm trying to remember their week 1 opponent, and I can't. New Mexico, I think.
Yeah, with Lobos.
Sure. That sounds New Mexico, and U of A has been starting the first 2 games of the year. Their first half, awful.
Right.
Absolutely awful.
They scored 61 against New Mexico.
And it's fine to be a second half team.
Yeah.
But you're going to start playing some good football teams. And I know they're ranked number 20 right now, but if they don't get this whole first half thing figured out, they're going to get blown out of games. I mean, they're playing Kansas State this weekend. Kansas State's like, what, number 17?
Yeah, K-State had a slow start last weekend too. They almost lost to Tulane.
Mm-hmm.
They only got lucky for they only got lucky because they had a scoop and score with 7 or 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter against Tulane. That's how they won.
Mm-hmm.
No, I do believe in U of A's talent. U of A is crazy talented.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just whether or not, and U of A has done this since like I was a kid, and this is it just kind of feels like the U of A way. And ASU does the same thing, where they get all the major headlines of look at Arizona, and then they get too ahead of themselves. But at same time, U of A has a lot going against it. I mean, they're new head coach, new regime. Jed Fish leaves the program after saying he was going to stay on, and then goes and leaves for the Washington job. I'm just a little worried about U of A. I may not believe it. I want U of A to do well. I think having 2 good teams in the Valley, if ASU can be successful and U of A can be successful, It's great for Arizona. I mean,
Right.
it's I want my rival to be good. Like at the end of the year, I want to play my rival when they're good. Like I don't want UVA to suck at the end of the year. Like it doesn't make it entertaining.
I also want to point out that Oregon is ranked at number 9. I think that's too high. They made it a close game against Idaho and a close game against Boise State. 2 games that
Boise State's like really good. Ashton Genty also has a case to be Heisman this year. He had like 6 touchdowns in the first game this year.
Yeah, but
Boise State's a good team, and they're gonna run their cards in the Mountain West this year.
But if you're ranked number 9, those are 2 games that you should be cakewalking. If you're
not Boise State. Boise State's gonna have the chance to be in the season top 25. Idaho, yes, I agree with you. They should have won that game by a bigger margin. But Oregon is a good team, and that's why they're still at 9. They haven't done anything like too crazy to push them out of the top 10 thus far.
That's kind of the same thing I feel with like
UVA got put into the top 10. Look at number 25, Northern Illinois. How about those Huskies, huh? How about the Huskies
in South Bend? Come on now. Hype me up.
The reverse Rudy, gotta love it. And the coach getting like crying.
Yeah, Thomas Hammock. Yeah,
I started crying.
Dude, I got emotional too. Give me the what's Northern Illinois' mascot? Like the Huskies?
The Huskies,
yeah.
Give me the Huskies, man. Give me the Huskies.
But another thing that I start crying about is the movie Field of Dreams. And I'm gonna start crying a little bit more now that I know that James Earl Jones is not here anymore. But
the one constant through all the years, Ray, has been baseball. America has rolled by like an army of steamrollers. It's been erased like a blackboard, rebuilt and erased again. But baseball has marked the time. This field, this game, is a part of our past, Ray. It reminds us of all that once was good, and it could be again. Oh, people will come, Ray. People will most definitely come.
Oh, God. I mean, just rip to the legend. I mean,
the fact that
he's such a grown man cry.
Do you need a tissue?
What?
Do you need a tissue?
No, I'm good.
Dude.
Just the fact that you can go from this to Darth Vader to The Sandlot. He's an EGOT winner.
To Broadway.
An Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony.
21 people in the world that have done that, and he's one of them.
That's
an incredible stat that I saw as well.
An incredible stat. Also, stand-up guy. Like, you couldn't meet a more genuine dude in the whole acting and Hollywood realm. Like, this is a guy that grew up with a stutter who was afraid to talk until his middle school English teacher was like, hey, I really want you to read this poem that you wrote. And he read the poem, and that's what got him to start talking. Like,
thank God that he did, because that voice is booming.
Do you guys know, fun fact about James Earl Jones, you know how much he got paid to play Darth Vader for the first time?
How much?
$7,000 total to play Darth Vader.
To be fair, he wasn't really like the stand-in actor for Darth Vader, but yeah, still crazy. He is the voice of that saga, that trilogy, that franchise is James Earl Jones. He's the voice of the greatest villain of cinema.
Yeah. The voice behind probably the most iconic line in cinema history.
Right.
I put it top 3.
I put it 1. It's number 1. It's the most iconic and most like jaw-dropping line in cinema.
If you build it, they will come.
Also, well, there's
That's not
that.
the one we were talking about, but okay.
There's that, and there's also Luke, I Am Your Father, which
that's the one. That's number 1 for me. So,
which Ben, you know the story. You know the story behind that line, right?
I know the story behind no one knowing that line except for 4 people, and he being one of them. So
He was one of them. George Lucas was another. I think
Mark
Harrison
Hamill.
Ford was one.
Harrison Ford was not one.
Oh, he wasn't?
No, Harrison Ford just found out about the "I am your father" line in the movie theater, and turned to Mark Hamill and said, "Hey, kid, you didn't tell me about that."
Yeah, Mark Hamill, I think, was one of the other ones.
Mark Hamill was the one who was like, "Oh God, Dad Vader." He's like, really, you know how Mark Hamill be. So,
Yeah.
God, and there's only 2 left, or 3 left. There's only 3 original cast left from Star Wars. Like Alec Guinness passed away like so long ago.
Yeah.
But now it's James Earl Jones is the voice, and David Prowse, the body of Darth Vader, have passed away. Peter Mayhew is Chewbacca, passed away a while ago. Kenny Baker's R2-D2 was not too long ago. Carrie Fisher, obviously, back in 2018, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and Anthony Daniels, C-3PO. I'm not a nerd. I just know things.
Hey, we get it. We love a Disney adult.
I just know things.
We love a Disney adult.
It's not a Disney adult. It's just...
He says as he's holding a lightsaber at the ready.
Just knowledge. Just knowledge, Jeffrey. Just knowledge.
He just knows ball.
Yeah,
obviously for me, James Earl Jones is the narrator of, find me on my opinion on movies, baseball movies, but I think the best baseball movie ever made is
Sandlot or Field of Dreams. Which one?
Field of Dreams, because Field of Dreams makes grown men cry. Hey, Dad, you want to have a catch? I still get teary-eyed at that scene. And obviously this scene, if you know,
I also
all the years Ray has been baseball and the speech.
I also get teary-eyed because I think to myself, who says, Dad, do you want to have a catch? It's, you want to go play catch?
Want to have a catch.
But yeah, just the way that.
Let them have a moment, Jeffrey. Gosh.
Can you don't worry about grammar for like 5 seconds and just.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Not everyone graduated from Cronkite, dude.
Jeez.
We all did.
Yeah, we did, but not everyone did. Not everyone gets that grammar course.
Grammar 101 took out a lot of people, a lot of good people. Jeffrey.
a lot of great recruits.
Yeah. While we're on the topic
that class built friendships.
No, it didn't.
It built it built alliances.
Built men.
What it built.
It built alliances to then fall to coding 101.
That's true.
I had to take coding and grammar at the same time.
That's terrible.
Oh, that's brutal.
Never sweated so much in my life.
The story of a transfer student. Am I right?
No, man. Taking them the same semester. Whew.
You should get 2 degrees just for having to do that.
Yeah, facts.
Bring baseball back to the Field of Dreams. We need another Field of Dreams game.
They're doing one, and they're doing one in Alabama. Or did they did one? I know, but they're doing a Field of Dreams game.
That's not the same thing.
They're doing the series.
No, the line in the movie is this heaven? No, it's Iowa.
Yeah, I know.
It's Alabama. Like,
okay.
Give me Alabama.
On the topic of baseball, while we have a moment. Everyone knows I'm a lifelong D-backs fan, so I hate the Los Angeles Dodgers, but it's hard to.
Yeah, they're doing a Field of Dreams style game celebrating Willie Mays. Sorry to cut you off, Jim.
No, you're good.
He's about to praise the Dodgers. Let's let him talk.
It's hard not to be amazed by what Shohei Ohtani is doing right now. I had a hot take a couple weeks ago. D-backs played the Dodgers here in Phoenix, and me and my girlfriend went to one of the games. And on the car ride in, I said, we are watching the greatest baseball player of all time. There's no Shohei Ohtani is the greatest baseball player who has ever lived. No one, a 50-50 season by itself is incredibly impressive. But he's also a Cy Young Award winner. Like next couple of years, he'll probably be one of the best pitchers in the major leagues.
I want to see him.
It's absolutely insane what we are seeing right now.
Here's the thing: is that he's going to have a 50-50 season. I'm manifesting this into the ether right now. He's going to have a 50-50 season this year. And I'm going to yap about the Dodgers because I know for a fact that when we get to the postseason, y'all are going to be flaming me because the Dodgers flamed out in the first round. Anyway, he's going to have a 50-50 season. Next season, he's going to come back. He's going to lead the league in ERA.
He might. He very well could, which, like, that's a crazy sentence to usually say, but he's proven to be so dominant both on the mound and at the plate that he very well, like that is a very legitimate possibility. And I think, okay, for me though, one of the craziest things is that both in the AL and the NL, there's two shortstops who are arguably having the greatest seasons by a shortstop in AL and NL history, but they're not going to win the MVP because one guy may break his own home run single season record, and there's this other guy who's about to go 50-50, which is like, that has to be like such a good feeling for the MLB right now.
Because there's a lot of national attention. Imagine this kind of competition. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Francisco Lindor, who's doing insane things for now, and then Shohei Ohtani, who's really like the greatest baseball player of all time. And on the other side, you have Bobby Witt Jr., literally the future of the shortstop position.
Yeah.
And he's locked up until like 2036, so he's going to be around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then facing off in the AL side against the man who literally has the American League record for home runs, literally beat Roger Maris's.
And even more impressive, a cameo on Paw Patrol.
Yeah, that was really good.
that was great. That was great.
All right, let's talk about animated things. Let's talk about 2K. Another ranking.
2K?
And I know Ben wants Ben. I'm looking at you because you want to yap about basketball.
You know what? I'll put it up here. Don't worry, Jack. Don't worry. I got this. All right. Hang on, guys. I'll just get it up here. He's
gonna himself. Yeah. He's gonna put it up on one scroll.
I'll put myself up there. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, NBA 2K25 came out. So all the overalls are now set. People are playing this game, and some of the overalls may shock you. What players are above others? So I created this little guessing game. I will give you two players, and you tell me which one is ranked higher than the other. We're going to start off really not easy at all. Two number one overall picks from the last few years, Paulo Banchero and Zion Williamson.
Wait, say the first one?
Paulo Banchero.
Okay.
And Zion Williamson. Who is the higher ranked player in NBA?
There's no way it's Zion. There's no way.
There's no
way.
Gonna
be Zion.
There's no way.
There's no way it's Zion?
It's going to be Zion.
It's going to be Zion, but there's no way.
Okay, raise your hand for Zion because I can't hear. Okay, so Zion is the highest ranked player in your opinion.
Yeah.
He is not. Paulo Banchero by 1 overall.
Okay.
89 overall Banchero, 88 overall for Zion.
Ooh.
I like that. I respect that.
Here's one that's going to be really interesting. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Stephen Curry.
Ooh, Shai.
You got Shai? Shai was top 3 for MVP voting this year.
I'm going to say Steph.
I'm going to say Steph, yeah.
Steph was also top 2 MVP, but for the Olympics. So it was different league, but you guys say we have 2 Steph and 1 SGA?
Yeah.
By 1 overall, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 96 overall for him and 95 for Steph Curry. So yes, Steph Curry has fallen off. He's reached the end, guys. He's falling off.
He's reached punk mode.
I mean, yeah, he's getting older.
Punk mode.
All right, here's another one where people are getting older, but is it too late for them? Paul George and Victor Wembanyama.
Vic.
Wemby. I think
PG.
Paul George is going to the 76ers with one reigning MVP from a couple of years ago and Tyrese Maxey.
Give me PG. Give me PG.
PG is an 89 overall. Do you think Wemby is higher or lower than that?
Higher.
I'd say higher.
All right.
I'm going to go slightly lower.
Wemby is higher at 91 overall for Wemby.
Boom, boom, boom.
Also, that was a
Guess who knows ball?
snowflake
I do.
MVP award for Joel Embiid. By the way, I'm just
I'm just
to
throwing
say
it
my
out there.
opinion.
He had an MVP. He got an MVP award. It was
Jokic deserved to be a four-time.
It was the Kendrick Perkins MVP award for Joel Embiid, but it is what it is.
It was the only season where he was healthy enough to get the award, so the NBA was like, "Here you go, Joel. Here's your
made it
award."
1 round later than he should have. Yes, congratulations to Joel Embiid. This one's also pretty interesting, especially with suspensions. Kyrie Irving or Ja Morant?
I think Ja's higher. I think Ja's a higher overall.
Well, Kyrie was just in the NBA Finals. It has to be Kyrie.
Ja spent the last season and a half on the bench, basically, by the way.
Right.
And one of them was in the NBA Finals, and like Jack said, and that was Kyrie Irving, who was rated as a 92 overall to Ja's 90.
Ball!
That's close.
Knows ball!
Kyrie Irving rated at 92. I think last year he was an 88, so he jumped up quite a bit for this season.
That's fair. I guess I should have known that. I mean, in the finals.
What happens when you share the ball?
This is one that you all should know because this is a Phoenix Suns player I'm about to pull up. We have James Harden and Bradley Beal.
Bradley.
You think people rate Bradley Beal higher than James Harden these days?
Yeah.
After last season getting swept
I'm gonna go with
in the first round.
Yeah.
I think the overall consensus is that James Harden is on his last legs in the NBA, which is sad.
But so is Bradley Beal. They're both washed. What are you talking about?
I just feel like Bradley Beal's okay enough to get a higher rating, but James Harden's just kind of he's way more washed than Bradley Beal.
I'm gonna give it to James Harden just because.
Go Devils.
I don't know, just a weird feeling like that shot, and he still has that.
I will give you, this is weird that they're even closely ranked together because I would have put Harden over Bradley Beal, but 2K did not. They put Bradley Beal 1 overall higher at 85 to James Harden's 84.
Told you.
Yeah. Now, would you agree with that ranking, Jeff, or do you just guess what 2K is going to do?
I would agree with it. I would say, like, as we've seen with all the rankings, they're not going to be drastically different. It's not going to be like Bradley Beal's an 84 and James Harden's a 63. Like, and you can't drop off that much in one season unless you go play for the Guangdong Tigers. Like,
Neo.
You can't drop off that far. So I think it's reasonable.
I'm going to add this one in here because I find it just slightly interesting. We have Kevin Durant and Jason Tatum.
KD's got to be higher.
No,
KD.
KD has to be higher.
Wait, hold on.
No, Jason. Jason just won a championship.
I'll go Jason. Jason just won the.
Yeah.
One's on his way up, and KD's kind of at the tail end of his career.
Yeah.
I feel like Jason's got to be. I mean, he's still KD, but Jason Tatum is.
Yeah.
And Jason Tatum's only 19 years old. He's only 19 years old.
Cover of the game. Like, how do you not?
That's true. All right, I'll give it to you. Jason Tatum is higher than Kevin Durant, but I will not tell you their overalls because I'll also ask Kevin Durant or Devin Booker who is ranked higher right now.
Probably. Ooh, that's tough.
Devin Booker's just chronically underrated, so I feel like KD's higher than Devin Booker.
Well, yeah.
I'll give the advantage to KD, probably.
Yeah.
It is Kevin Durant. Now, let me see this. Okay, hang on. This is the big one. DeAndre Ayton or Chris Paul?
Chris Paul.
CP.
Give me Chris Paul.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to. Well, no, because Chris Paul was a bench player. I think it's DA.
I will tell you the difference is by 2
He is a bum.
One of them is 83 overall, and the other one is an 81.
Wait,
say
CP. One was an 83.
One of them is an 83, and the other is an 81.
I'm still going CP.
I think DA is the 83.
DeAndre Ayton is the 83 overall player.
No way. What?
Oh,
That bum? No
I
way.
know. Oh,
That's crazy. He's a bum.
I will also share that Mikal Bridges is ranked 2 overall higher than DeAndre Ayton at 80.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Let's keep doing that. Let's keep doing that.
Which is also the same rating as Bradley Beal. So, oh wait, actually, nope, I'm reading it wrong. Mikal is an 84 under Bradley Beal. Have fun with that logic.
I'd still rather have.
Oh my god,
Bridges.
Disgusting.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I had Mikal over everything.
I mean,
Nothing but the Tide.
Wins back. Make the Suns
Nothing
fun
but-
again.
Nothing but the Tide.
Nothing but the Tide.
Nothing but the Tide.
I ain't got nothing but the
Nothing but the
Tide.
Tide.
Roll Tide.
Apple pie the Tide.
Rammer, jammer, yellow hammer, give him hell, Alabama.
Okay, wait, this one's actually really funny. I'll add this one in, and this will be the very last one, just because I find it absolutely hilarious. Naz Reid or Ivica Zubac.
Nas Reed.
Zubac.
Only because I said it was funny. Because you'd be correct. It's hilarious that Zubac is ranked higher than Naz Reid. Congratulations, Jeffrey.
I know ball.
We love Nas Reed.
Klay Thompson actually
We love
ranked the
Naz Reid.
exact same as Chris Paul, 81. Who knew?
Dang, the fall off is so crazy.
Clay or Chris? Oh,
And
God.
D'Angelo Russell, Chris Paul, RJ Barrett,
Give me
Klay
D-Lo.
Thompson, and Austin Reeves are all ranked the exact same.
Dude, my
Exactly.
childhood.
You said Clay is the same as
Childhood.
D'Lo?
Klay is the same as D'Lo and Chris Paul, yes.
Wow.
All 81s. RJ Barrett is up there. Austin Reeves is there. Mike Conley is an 81 overall as well. Crazy stuff. The
Crazy
fall off.
Shit.
LeBron James, do you guys want to guess where he's at ranked overall in 2K?
87.
95.
But no, like top 25. What's his number?
15.
Is he top 3, top 4, top
15.
top 50? He's in the top 15, but he's a little higher than that.
Top 10.
Top 10?
Higher than top 10.
Top 5.
Is he the
Top
top?
five.
Is he like number 3?
He is number 6.
Also, just
Who do they
he
have
is-
ahead of him?
They have Joel Embiid, Shea, Giannis, Luka, and Jokic ahead of him. But
That's
those are the only 5 players ahead of him. Right next to him is Steph and Jason Tatum. He is above Kevin Durant and Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, and Jalen Brunson.
Okay.
Jalen Brunson, number 13 overall in the game, by the way.
Jalen Brunson's going to be the savior of the Knicks.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Nova
he is.
Knicks. The Nova Knicks.
just
Can't wait to watch them. Can we get a Kentucky team in there too? By the way, I'll put that right back up.
They just
Can we get
need
a
to.
Kentucky
They
team
need to
in there?
hire Jay Wright, man. They need to hire Jay Wright.
Bring
He's gone.
Calipari, get rid of Frank Vogel, get Calipari to the Suns, give Devin Booker his Kentucky teammates back.
They already got rid of Frank Vogel, but
Oh, you're right. They did.
Yeah.
I know ball.
Yeah, they did that.
Now we got Coach Bud. We got Coach Bud. Let's go.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Let's keep doing that. Let's keep
Yeah.
doing that.
What?
Coach Bud.
We're all just bobbleheads. Just
Jesus.
Ah,
That's what 84 overall is all about, people.
That's the way. I like
I
it.
like it. That's
Well,
right.
with my singing skills, I feel like that's probably a good way to wrap up this episode of the Dolly variety, as our friend Tom Chambers would call it.
Oh, the Dolly.
friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Good friend of the show.